obviously has been thinking about for nearly 50 years. But this really is, I think, a challenge like no incoming president has had. You know, we talk about Barack Obama had a challenge, certainly George W. Bush and the way he won had a challenge. But really, we're looking at FDR, Abraham Lincoln level of challenges facing Joe Biden, the most experienced person that we've ever had elected president of the United States.
All right, Chuck, thanks very much. Let's bring in Andrea Mitchell right now. Andrea, what are your thoughts?
Well, the contrast also with the outgoing President Trump having to send these invitations, please bring 5 friends with you to Joint Base Andrews, to try to create this rally for himself with the music playing, blaring music that was more similar to a political rally, and then saying farewell, thank you, have a good life, we'll see you soon. It was awkward and tentative on their last flight on Air Force One, and that was carefully timed because he wants to arrive in Florida while he can still call it Air Force One, which at 11:59, as of 11:59, he will not be able to call it that anymore. It will be Air Force One for, of course, Joe Biden, the new president. Last night, interestingly, in an exclusive interview on MSNBC with Joy Reid, Speaker Pelosi was asked about the noon transition of power, and she said, not noon, 11:59. She has that constitutional moment emblazoned in her mind, and it was very clear that there is no forgiveness, that there will be accountability, and you know that this president is leaving as the only president impeached twice, and also facing a Senate trial with Chuck Schumer now in the majority. But very importantly today, the bipartisan prayer, the Mass at St. Matthew's, the invitation of the incoming president to have both Schumer and Mitch McConnell there. That tells you so much, as well as Mitch McConnell's comments yesterday, not by any means absolving President Trump. And there is the possibility that he's leaving himself open to conviction. The other thing about Donald Trump's departure was a passing thank you to Mike Pence. The awkwardness, the divide between the two was so pronounced after the president did not call his vice president, when Vice President Pence, his wife Karen, and the rest of their family, their children, were in lockdown and were in dire danger, as we know from subsequent videos of that horrible insurrection of people hunting him down.
And we are watching, Andrea, as you've been speaking, these images on the east front of the Capitol where we're starting to see some of those who are invited today arrive and take their places. Usually there would be tens of thousands here, but in this case, only about 1,000 invited guests, a nod to both security and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We also have former presidents already in the vicinity. I mentioned earlier, President Bush and Laura Bush are there. The Obamas just arrived moments ago. The Clintons have been seen on the east front of the Capitol, and so we're starting to see the pieces and the people in place for the inaugural ceremony, which will take place in about 2 hours from now. Let's bring in our chief White House correspondent, Peter Alexander. He's in